10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Hello,
it's the Shy Life Podcast.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record. Hello.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Good boy. He's not all that shy is right.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent.
680.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How you doing? I'm alright. So what's this episode going to be about? Well, it's a little bit of a different one. It's all about some research that I've been doing recently. I was coming up with an idea for a story, actually, like a whole series set in a supermarket with the various characters and things. And I thought it could have been a sequel to something else I'd done years ago. And anyway, the thing is, you believe it or not, I've never worked in a shop, not ever. I've been a paper boy and I've been a librarian, and there was sort of university in between, which allowed me to move up from being a paper boy to being a librarian. And now what am I? Well, I'm a podcaster, I suppose. I'm a podcaster and occasional writer and poet, although I haven't poeted for a while. But yeah, I was talking to Yeti Uncle John and saying I had this idea, but the thing is I didn't really have the experience of what it's like to work in a supermarket. I mean, Lisa has experience, so I can talk to her. But I was talking to Yeti Uncle John, and he suddenly said, well, that Freddie Kapow, you know, the guy who owns the taxis, he also owns a chain of supermarkets. Really? He owns that restaurant, doesn't he, in Weybridge? Yes. Kapow, he owns a supermarket chain called Kapow as well. It's not far from here. Oh, you don't think you could ask him or find out whether I could just do a couple of days at the supermarket? Yeah, well, you know where the supermarket is, the one that's closest to us. When I had that trouble with the fruit. Oh, when you had the trouble with the fruit? Yes, we went to a supermarket. I didn't even take him where we went. That was Kapow Supermarket, was it? Yes. I'll see what I can do, Paul. Thank you. So, listeners, Yeti Uncle John had a word with somebody who had a word with somebody, and basically I've got a couple of days this week at the supermarket. But anyway, let's run the theme music. When we come back, I'll tell you more. All quite exciting. Anyway, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The highlights, the Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. Hi. You quite like a big bang, don't you, Paul?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, man, he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
But has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that. Yeah.
Marvellous, Paul.
Hi there. So, Paul, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Well, I'll get you there in plenty of time, don't you worry. No, it's fine. Listeners, we're in Yeti Uncle John's taxi, heading towards Kapow. It's very confusing. You've got Kapow taxis, Kapow the restaurant, Kapow supermarket. You'd think he'd vary the name of, his different businesses. Freddie's a bit, he likes to have his name emblazoned everywhere. Yeah, Freddie Kapow. Yes. I suggested to Coconut Jim that he tried to get a job there, but I don't think that worked out. No. He'd probably try and flog some of his own products. Oh yeah, I don't think Freddie would like that. No. So yeah, this is going to be quite exciting. I'm a bit nervous. As you know, listeners, my mobility can be a bit troublesome. So yeah, don't you worry. They'll push you around in a shopping trolley, and you can sit on the tills, so you won't have to do too much walking. They know that you're a bona fide famous author and everything, so it's not like you're a normal member of staff. No, I'm not sure I'm a famous author. No, of course not. Not even a famous podcaster. No, not even a famous podcaster. Anyway, it's still, it's still nice to better go there and do research and yeah. Well, I'll drop you off, and then I'll probably turn up as one of your customers later. See how you're getting on. That would be nice. That would be good. I want to blend in though, so it's probably going to be very difficult. Most members of staff won't get pushed around in shopping trolleys, but they'll know you're not a normal member of staff, but maybe some of them will tell you stories of what it's like, working behind the scenes. Yeah, well, I'm hoping so. Give me some ideas. Not that I usually need ideas. I'm usually full of ideas, but it'd be nice to actually hear some true things that have occurred to people rather than just inventing them. Yes, Paul. Well, here we are. Good luck. It's a bit like driving me kid to school or something. Yeah. How's Reginald? Oh, he's all right. He's most of the time over at Tallulah's house these days, but no, he still comes back to sleep and help muck out the magpies. He's a good lad. He's not really a lad, is he? Oh, I think of him as a lad. Yeah, even though he's older than me. But anyway, he's very kind, very nice. Yeah. Oh well, I better go in. Supposed to be a new intake of staff. I'm supposed to be meeting in a particular waiting room. Yeah. Well, it's here. That's where I've dropped you. Where I've dropped you. Oh, thank you. Oh well, I'll see you later. Anyway, I'll pick you up at the end of the day. I'll pop in towards the end. Thanks, Yeti Uncle John. It's very kind. Come on, listeners, let's go. Maybe just play a little bit of music now, and when we come back, we'll be in the waiting room. Oh dear. Waiting room. I thought there was supposed to be a new intake of staff, but I seem to be the only one. I can hear footsteps. Somebody's coming. It's either my supervisor or maybe it's another person starting today. Comity, what are you doing here? Oh, Paul. What are you doing here? Well, I'm here to do some research for a story I'm writing. Yeti Uncle John spoke to that Freddie Kapow, and he got me a couple of days working here. I'm thinking of writing a story set in a supermarket, like a series with strange characters and everything. Oh, yes? Oh, that sounds interesting. So you wanted to get some real-life experience. Yeah, I mean, the story is going to be pretty fantastical, probably, but I would like to hear about, things going on. I've spoken to Lisa a little bit, but she thought that the best thing I could do really was to get some first-hand experience. Obviously I've shopped in supermarkets, but it's hearing from behind the scenes. I've never worked in a shop. No. What are you doing here? I'm taking a part-time job here. Taking a part-time job? Cromitty, I've never known you to do work. You're always doing sciencey stuff. I'm afraid sciencey stuff doesn't always pay the bills, Paul. Really? Yes, no, I mean... I found the last few months have been a little bit Yes, I've been a little bit cash-strapped, and I know living in your house, it definitely helps me. But, I do kind of need the money. Just, until I get another research grant. Oh, yes. I remember when I first met Dr. Neff, Charlie Gur's friend, my friend. He used to have to, live from contract to contract. It could be very difficult if there was a gap between research funds. Yes, Paul, well, sometimes it doesn't seem to matter and sometimes it does, so I thought it was best to be prepared. Yeah. Wow, we're going to be working together. That's cool. Yes, but you're not really going to be working, are you, if you're doing research? Well, no, I'll be talking to people and, I will be doing a little bit of something. It all makes sense now. I spoke to the supervisor yesterday and he said that one of my jobs in the first couple of days would be pushing another member of staff around in a shopping trolley. Oh, that's me! You're pushing me? Oh, that's great, Cromitty. Yes, it appears that I'll be pushing you around the supermarket. Is this because of your poor mobility? Couldn't they have got you a wheelchair? No, I don't think I need a wheelchair. I mean, I might be fine. It'd be good to have a shopping trolley as a sort of something to keep me upright. Oh, Paul. Well, if you need pushing, apparently that is also what I'll be doing. I'm going to be working on the tails, apparently. Well, that's good. Oh, there's somebody coming, I think. Oh, yeah, I can hear somebody.
Hello? Are you my new intake?
Yes. I'm Paul the Shy Yeti. This is Cromitty. Hello. I think I recognized you.
Well, a lot of people say that. Yeah, well, people go and shop in the shop, you see, and then they see you and they begin to think they know you.
Yes, we were here looking at fruits not so long ago. Yes, we were. We had a friend with us who was a little bit scared of them, or at least that's what he told us.
Oh, you get quite a lot of them, actually. You get quite a lot of people say they're scared of fruits. Sometimes they're scared of vegetables. I mean, it's either one or t'other. Oh, there was a man in the other day. Oh, scared of vegetables he was. I showed him a carrot and he ran screaming from the supermarket. I didn't realise he didn't like vegetables. Blimey, I felt bad.
Oh, well, these things happen.
Oh, don't they just? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't told you my name. It's Wilson. Wilson Comet.
Wilson Comet. That's a good name. I like that name.
I know. My mother was into space and stuff. Oh, and she liked Harold Wilson. He's a Prime Minister, wasn't he?
He was, quite a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. She had pictures of him on her wall and everything.
Well, very distinctive.
I don't think... I'm not as old as him. I wasn't born in the 60s or anything. No, but she liked him. She always liked him. She liked him to the day she died. Well, not that she's died yet, but... Well, anyway.
Anyway.
So, which one of you's the writer?
That lad'll be me.
Oh, right, okay. Do you two know each other, then?
We do. We actually live in the same house, but we did not know that we were going to both be here at the same time.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, that is. It's very funny. Yes. Oh, right. So, you'll be pushing him around in a trolley because your legs aren't working, is that right?
My legs, they're not working too well, no. I mean, but I better do work on the till. If I could talk to a few people.
Yes. We're all quite excited. We're quite excited about it, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And you, Mr.
Cromitty, yes.
Yeah, so you'll be pushing him around, but obviously we'll be training you as well. So, and then that gives you a chance to watch and see how things go, Mr. Writer.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, and then you can go on the tills sort of this afternoon or something.
Cool. I like the sound of that. Oh, yes, I like the sound of that too.
All right, then. Right. Well, let me take you to the areas where you can leave your stuff. Your coats and your handbags and stuff, all right?
Right, good. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
It's no playground, though. This is you're working hard.
Oh, yes, I know. I will be only working part-time, as you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. We like to work the part-timers even harder.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm here to work.
I'm glad to hear it. Right, come on then, follow me.
He seems nice, Paul. Yeah, he does. Very, very nice. Okay, listeners, I think maybe it might be a good time for you to listen to like a quiz or Sutton Park clip or something else we may have whilst we take our coats off and get sorted out. And yeah, I think I'm going to get lots of ideas working here, even if it is only for a couple of days. I will be here much longer. I can tell you stories once you're gone. Oh, Cromarty. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a change of scene. Yeah. Change of scene. Hello, listeners. I'm here in a pub in Salisbury. I don't usually come into pubs in Salisbury anymore because I'm too slow.
You're too popular and you get mugged.
Yeah, no, that's the trouble. You have to be very careful when you reach my level of fame. Which one's this one again?
The New Inn.
The New Inn. I have been in here. In fact, I came here 1 year. No, I came here one New Year, or at least just around the time of New Year. I can't remember if this is the one we got locked into by choice, not by not because we were hiding.
The year just gone?
No, years ago, in the 90s.
Oh, right.
With Nick and Elaine and Keith. I think they were having their engagement party, and it was, that's how long ago it was.
Right, okay.
But so latest 90s. Anyway, I was going to announce that Paul's here. Other Paul from school, you know, he's been in the show for ages. Paul, I needed to ask you something, because last time we met, we were mourning the loss of neighbours. Yeah. But what I want to ask is, how did you arrange for it to come back? What did you do? It's amazing.
Well, it's a little secret.
Yeah.
But I did intervene.
Yes, that's what I thought.
And I spoke to a very good friend of mine, a late friend, I have to say.
Oh, gosh.
An elderly lady.
Right, yeah.
And lives in a big house.
Yes.
In London. Big fan of the show. And she used to wear a crown. I can't say anything more.
No, I don't think that I'll get it from that. But anyway, you want to preserve her anonymity.
That's right. And I spoke to her and I said, Lilibet, could you have a word with our friends down under and see what's possible? And well, I gave her the idea.
Yeah.
And she did what she could.
Yeah.
And it was her dying wish.
It was one last.
That it came back, and then of course when she did die, I think they then felt obliged to follow through on it.
But if you hadn't have spoken to her, then we wouldn't be in the stage where we're going to get new Neighbours episodes in the next few months.
It's not for me to say, but I can understand why you might draw that conclusion.
No, I mean, it's good to use these contacts, but I won't ask, how you first met the lady, but anyway.
She used to phone me. She used to confide in me.
Yeah. Is that because
on all sorts of issues?
She probably saw you on Sutton Park back in the 90s.
Yeah, she used to bring me up, particularly on Sunday evenings, telling me about family problems. And so-and-so's not talking to so-and-so.
Everyone's got that sort of thing in their family, haven't they?
And so-and-so's writing a book about it. It seemed to me, she used to confide in me.
Yeah.
She used to confide in me. And she used to say, what shall I do? And I said, Lilibet, whatever you do, don't do that!
And did she listen?
Sometimes she
Sometimes,
did. Sometimes she did. And on this occasion, she did listen.
Yeah.
And that's why you're going to get the show back. When is it on? When is it actually?
I think it's coming back around the second half of the year, they said. So probably going to start making it soon.
Hopefully they're not. Well, because when you lose those trades, those people just drift off and do other things. So it's being able to keep enough. You know, it's not so long that they couldn't get them all back again.
Well, I don't know. I don't know who's coming back, but they've I think to sort of not exactly make it. I don't know. I'm sure they would have still done it if the main four actors hadn't been available, but definitely Paul Robinson, definitely Susan and Carl, and definitely Toadie. Those are the four, because they're the
Who's Jane? Who plays Jane?
Well, one would hope that Jane would come back. The trouble is, having sort of made it look like she and Mike might be getting back together again. I'm sure Guy Pearce isn't going to come back, unless you have a word with him, of course. But the trouble is, he will get signed up quite quickly.
Yeah.
But they could always.
He's doing that. I don't know if you saw it. That spy thing on ITVX.
Yeah.
I don't know if he signed up to that or.
Yeah. Well, maybe he can. I'm sure.
Maybe he's brilliant. I mean, amazing in that.
They could just say that he's somewhere else. They don't have to. It depends. I don't know. I'm sure sometime soon they'll announce new characters or returning old characters. But one of the things that they are doing is, I believe they're going to start making like whole runs of older episodes available. Although people have said it's sort of a weird year they've chosen. I don't necessarily care about it being the early stuff.
Yeah.
Because even though I've seen it 30 years ago, I'd rather see stuff I've never seen.
Yeah.
I've also got some DVDs of the early stuff. They're starting with 2012, which is, say, a bit of a weird year.
Is it because it's 10 years ago?
It might be something to do with widescreen or picture quality, or it's funny thing is, I think 2012 is the year I started watching again. But I looked at the advert today, and some of it I was like, I recognise that character, or I even recognise that plot. But I don't recognise this bit, so perhaps I came in somewhere from the middle of 2012. But I'll certainly dip into the early part, because I think it literally is when I started watching again.
What DVD? You got it on DVD. What episodes are they then?
I think I've got like the very early episodes came out on DVD a few years ago, but they didn't do that many box sets.
Did you watch? Slightly off topic, but did you watch Nolly?
Yes. No, that's perfect.
And that was brilliant. And that was brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I mean, I didn't know anything about that story really. About. I mean, I do remember the show.
Listeners, Nolly is about. We have mentioned it on the show, I think. It's about an actress called Noel Gordon, who was the main character on a soap called Crossroads, which again we have mentioned. The show that's recently come out was done by Russell T Davies, who is also is known for Queer as Folk, but he's also known for Doctor Who, and is about to produce. Well, he is producing Doctor Who again at the moment, or the next lot of episodes. So yes, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very talented writer, and he's. He did a brilliant job on this thing, as with most things he does.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm not sure if I agree with him about was when he says, you know, only gay people can play gay characters, and only straight people can play straight characters. And I think it comes from a good place. I think he wants to try and promote, give people a you know, who might not otherwise get work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it also narrows down the idea that you can't play someone who's the opposite to how you are personally.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an actor, you're an actor, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's your craft.
Also, like, there's been like John Hurt playing Quentin Crisp. You know, that wouldn't have happened. And also, even going back to Neighbours, there was a long-running gay couple who I think they were involved in one of the first gay weddings on Australian TV, and they were both straight actors, but they were completely believable and a really good couple. So again, it would have been a shame not to have had those two.
And what about Queer as Folk itself?
Not all of those actors.
Aidan, whatever he was. He's not gay, but he plays one of the main gay characters. Charlie. I want to say Huguenin or something. Exactly the same. And yet you wouldn't fault their performances or think that they were inauthentic.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There's an element of, well...
I know what you mean. It comes from the right place, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, I think it comes from a good place, but I think it's too reductionist, basically.
Yeah, I mean, does that mean that I can't play straight characters on my podcast?
Yeah, exactly, because you can't possibly relate to them. Well, it's really narrow. That means you can only play 10%
of my friends being straight.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to play 10% of people.
Yeah.
Well, no, that isn't the case.
To be fair, most of my characters are fluid and like somewhere in the middle. my straight male characters seem to go a little bit experimental.
So yeah, I just anyway. The Nolly program was really good, and it's a tragedy, isn't it, about someone who became bigger than the show, and then suddenly is axed because they get a bit too big for themselves, don't they?
It sounds like it was a bit miscommunication as well, in that the producer complained to somebody who usually the top bosses don't even listen. This time they did.
Yeah. Suddenly it was actually out.
I actually remembered seeing the episode in Venice because years ago, my mum, when we had UK Gold, my mum videoed Crossroads for me, and it happened to be that around 1983 episodes. So I saw the episode. I knew enough to know who she was. And I do remember that episode where she turns up at their honeymoon in Venice.
Okay. Well, I wasn't really into it, but what I do remember is Benny.
Yeah, with the
and I loved
woolly hat.
And even as watching it at the age of 6 or whatever I was, I knew he was a bit slow, but he seemed the nicest character, the most relatable character. But I can't say I remember very much about.
No, I didn't watch much. We weren't really a soap opera house until Neighbours, and then I saw Neighbours, and then I thought that's when I started experimenting things like Prisoner and Young Doctors and Sons and Daughters and even EastEnders. And stuff. I never watched anything until Neighbours sort of started me off with soaps. And East End and Crossroads was finished by the time that Neighbours was on RTV. But I did watch the reboot, but that was a bit of a mixed...
with Madge.
Quite enjoyable, but they kind of got cold feet about somewhere around the first year. They weren't getting the ratings, and then they sort of rebooted it again, like within itself. And I was quite enjoying what they were doing. And they killed off... They had a couple of characters from the original series. One of them they killed off, and but it had some quite good stories. I can't remember if it was both of them or whether it was the second reboot. They had Freema sorry, I can't pronounce her surname. She played Martha in Doctor Who with David Tennant. That's the first time I remember seeing her. She played like one of the cleaners, sort of, or housemaid, whatever you want to call it. So when she came to Doctor Who, I was kind of like, oh yeah, I recognise her. She was in the Crossroads.
Well, it's good that they... I mean, I don't think it would be made now, because actually people don't really stay in... Well, it's the equivalent of a travel lodge or a Premier Inn.
Well, they said even at the time it wasn't that well known for that to be motels.
Motels, not particularly,
It was quite... It was... Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Well, I think the Nolly thing, if you haven't seen it, is definitely worth seeing. It's just fairly short, about 45 minutes.
I watched all in one night, I think.
Did you? In one go?
Yeah, because it was sort of, even though it said an hour on the website, it was more like 45. And I thought, and I watched I actually watched the documentary. There's a documentary about it.
Oh, is there?
Or about her. Yeah.
Oh, right.
If you go on the channel ITV. There was a documentary about Nell Gordon as well. So I watched that first, like around lunchtime, and then watched the 3 episodes in the evening. So some of the bits I thought perhaps weren't that clearly explained in the docudrama. I knew about because they'd come up in the documentary, the actual documentary.
I thought that once she left, the show finished very shortly within a couple of years, but actually it went on for about 4 or 5 years after that.
Considering she left in 81, except for that return, it didn't end until 87.
And then she was going to come back and then died.
Yeah.
Like the same within months of agreeing to come back or something.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was it. That sort of killed it all.
But so I think they called it Crossroads. They slightly changed the name towards the end, or like Crossroads King's Oak or something for the last year or so.
Oh, right, okay.
I did think some of the actors playing the characters did look like having seen enough of it, I was like, oh yeah, she looks really like her.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Roadkill. She did actually look like Roadkill, and it seemed appropriate.
There was one actress. Wasn't necessarily the Noel Gordon part, but one of the other new actress who didn't actually have that that many lines, but she was there, and I was like, oh, she must be playing her because she looked they made her look very much like her.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed those two things.
So, you understand, right? So you look at this list and you mark off the products, and then you take them and you restack the shelves.
Yes, I understand that. It was quite simple.
Oh, it's not simple. Oh, it's anything but simple. That's where you have to be very careful, presuming it's going to be simple.
Oh, right, okay. I can help him. I can shout at him when he's doing it wrong.
Yes, you might have to.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Do I call you Wilson or Mr. Comet?
Call me Mr. Comet. When I know you better, I'll think about whether you can call me Wilson.
Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Comet.
Oh no, you're the writer. You can call me Wilson. I'd want a signed copy of your book once it's done.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
And then once you've done the list, Poverty, I want you to push him around. Take him up and down the aisles. You know, you probably want to do a bit of eavesdropping, don't you, Paul?
Eavesdropping? Well, yes. On customers, on staff members.
Oh, you be careful. Don't you write anything about me, will you? Well, actually, no, you can. I want you to write about me, but only the good stuff, all right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, of course, Mr. Wilson.
Good. Right. Well, I'll come back and fetch you when it's your lunch break, and then this afternoon you'll both be on the cash till. You know how these cash tills are? They're like back to back almost. So you'll be able to have a chat if it gets quiet. But I mean, you got to be working as well.
Oh, of course. Yes. Oh, of course. Yes. Interesting. Well, yes, we'll get to work.
Oh, you do that, yeah. All right. Oh.
It's very nice, isn't he? Yes, quite nice. He likes you, Paul. Well, it's because I'm a famous writer. Yes, that must be why it is. So, what are you doing? Taking down that list and then putting the boxes on the appropriate shelves? Yes, Paul, something like that. So, I've just got to... if I do this, and I think I've got this barcode thing. It makes a bleeping noise. Look, listen. Oh yeah, very nice. Yes. It's like being in an episode of Star Trek. They're going to shoot you. Bing, bing, bing. I know. Comedy, don't do that. You're here to work, not to play. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. I don't want to get a bad reputation on my first day. No, you do not. Behave yourself. Oh, I will. I behave myself. Oh dear. So, Yeah, it's quite busy, isn't it? I didn't realise that they actually stacked the shelves when the customers were in. I thought they just did it late at night and things. No, they have to do it all day long. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. You sure you're doing that right? I'm doing it right, yes. Oh, I thought you were supposed to do the scanning, then tick the box, and then do it. But anyway, so no, I'll leave you to it. I'm just observing. Yes, Paul. Yes, observing. But you don't have to be a backseat driver. No, you're right. No, keep on the good work.
Oh, darlings, what are you doing here? Oh, August, come over here. They're dressed in little costumes.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about that, listeners. Yeah, we're in the supermarket Pinnies. Well, yeah. I was fearing it might be a jumpsuit. They'd never find one my size. It's just a pinny. We've got a shirt and tie, but just a pinny, not like an apron.
Lovely, darling. What's going on?
Bettina, we're working here.
You're working here? Here in Kapow?
Yes. Part of the Kapow enterprise. Of course, Yeti Uncle John works for Kapow Taxis, and Tallulah and Reginald, they went to the Kapow restaurant in Weybridge the other day. And I sometimes pop into this supermarket. I mean, more often than not, Toby gets the shopping, but we did come here, a month or so, maybe 2 months ago, when Yeti Uncle John was having his fructophobia.
Is what, darling?
The fear of fruit, which turned out not to be actually real.
Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, that boy.
Anyway, I'm thinking about writing a story set in the supermarket. So, Yeti Uncle John had a word with Freddie Kapow, or Freddie Kapow's assistant or something, and got me a little job here just for a couple of days, so I get to see behind the scenes. It's nice. It was nice of them to do that.
You're not being paid, are you, Paul?
No, I wouldn't expect to be paid. I'm mainly observing.
What's Cromitty doing here?
Cromitty is actually working here part-time. Yes, I'm working here part-time. Shush, Cromitty. Keep working. I'm talking. You mustn't be distracted. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, darling, I'm terribly sorry. Keep working.
He gets easily distracted.
Yes, darling. Oh, dear. What's he doing working here? Even part-time? I thought he did sciencey things.
He does do sciencey things, but the sciencey things aren't really paying the bills at the moment. Not that he has to pay a lot of bills, but anyway. He's just working here part-time.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry to hear that.
I think it's something to do with grants for research or something. He's waiting. Maybe it hasn't come through, or it's fallen through. Or, anyway. He seems quite enthusiastic.
And everyone's being nice to you?
Yeah, well, they're being particularly nice to me because they know they've got a famous writer in the supermarket.
A famous writer, darling?
Well, me.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. A writer, yes. Oh, well, I mean, it must be quite interesting for everybody, you know, having you around, knowing that, you might be writing a book about them.
Well, I'm not sure I'm writing a book about them. It's more to get a general feel for working in a supermarket, which I've never done before, so I was a paper boy. Maybe I should have written a book about being a paper boy, but it's a lot harder. But I'm not quite sure whether that would fit with my characters.
Oh, is it one of your stories with strange characters?
Yeah. I mean, I've never written anything set in a sort of shop environment and retail. I just don't know much about it. I have friends who have worked in retail. Nick worked in retail for many years, and Lisa still does. But I've talked to both of them about the experience, but I wanted to experience something myself. And I didn't know that Cromitty was going to be here until we walked in this morning. So that's an added surprise.
I hope he's okay, Paul.
I think so, yes.
Hello, shop steward. Can you tell me where I can buy noodle doodles?
Noodle doodle. August, it's me, Paul.
Paul? It's Paul? Oh, Paul. Shayeti. I didn't recognise you in your pinny and that hat. What are you doing here?
I'm just doing some research for a book.
Oh, how amazing. Well, that's very exciting. If I'd have known, I'd have brought my easel. I could have painted you.
Cromitty's here too.
Is that Cromitty? Little Cromitty over there?
Yeah, but don't interrupt him. he's dazedly distracted. He's got to tick boxes and things and stack shelves.
Oh, well, do you know where the Noodle Doodles are?
Noodle Doodles? They're like tin pasta, aren't they? I didn't even know they still made them.
I'm not sure they do, darling. August, you don't have amnesia like I had. You don't think it's the 80s again, do you? No, I swear they still make Noodle Doodles.
Well, I can ask Cromitty. Cromitty? Yes, Paul? Busy working, sorry. I just wondered, you've got the stock list and stuff. Do you know whether this shop sells Noodle Doodles? Noodle Doodles? Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure there's something like that. Yes, tinned pasta. August, if you'd like to follow me, then I'll show you the way to the Noodle Doodle section. There's a whole section on Noodle Doodles. I remember Noodle Doodles. I remember eating Noodle Doodles as a child. Tinned pasta, yeah, in a tomato sauce. Are they shapes or something like that?
Oh yes, that's the one.
Follow me, August. Follow me, Paul. You'll be okay by yourself. Well, not by myself. I'm with Bettina, but yes, I'll be fine till you come back. Don't want you to get lost. I've got to push you around the aisles in a minute. Oh yes, he's got to push me around the aisles because
Oh, darling, yes, of course. Your mobility.
Yes, yeah. I'm just going to chuck me in a shopping trolley and just push me. I'm going to be working on the tills this afternoon.
Oh, darling. It's a shame I missed your performance.
My performance? It's not like open mic.
Oh, it could be.
It could be, yeah. Right.
Hello, Paul. How's everything?
Oh, Wilson. Wilson's my supervisor.
Oh, I'm Cromitty's supervisor. You're more of an equal, Paul.
Oh well, a colleague. Wilson's a colleague of mine, showing me the ropes.
Yes, we have some lovely ropes.
This is my friend Bettina.
Hello, Bettina. Hello, darling. I feel like I recognise you.
Oh, well, it's Bettina Dupre.
Oh my goodness, so it is. Oh, Bettina Dupre. Oh, I'm a massive fan. I've seen all your films. Oh, darling, I like him. Paul, I like him. Oh, gee, I've never seen you in this shop before. Well, our friend John has been telling us that it has a certain bargains, and yes, so we thought we'd pop in, and we didn't know Paul was going to be here, or Cromitty. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Oh, Miss Dupre, let me find a bit of paper and a pen. Will you sign it? Will you sign for me? Do me an autograph? Of course, darling, of course.
Well, I better go and find Cromitty, I suppose. He's got to push me around.
Well, don't let him push you around, will you? Well, isn't that the point? Yes, but there's pushing and pushing, You can push somebody around in a nice way, or you can push somebody around and be pushing them around.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, I never really thought of it like that. Anyway, listeners, I think it's probably time for another clip or a quiz or some music. I'm not sure. And when we come back, we'll probably be it's not too long until lunchtime. So we'll be on the tills when I speak to you next. Don't you think?
Who's he talking to? Oh, darling, it's a podcast. He does a podcast. Oh, does he now? Part of his research. These writers, Oh, they're so creative, aren't they? Oh, they are. And this one. His mind never stops working, I tell you. Oh, really?
haven't seen many films at all so far this year, but we did just after Christmas go to see the Whitney Houston biopic, which was really good. Although if you like Whitney Houston anyway, but it starts in 1994. That's where this film starts, and then it keeps going back and forth, and it's a bit. It's a bit of a theme. You have to. It's quite hard to follow if you don't know very much about her. And they I think. I don't know whether that's where she met Bobby Brown, but that was actually a very good film. But again, quite a sad story. But it was done by the same people who did the Rocket Man thing.
I haven't seen anything since we saw Scream back in early last year.
They're going to do another one, aren't they?
Scream 6 is out at the end of March.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, we'll go and see that then, I enjoyed that last one.
Yes, so did I. And they've had, because Neve Campbell's not coming back for 6, or I still kind of think, is she going to turn out to be the killer? And they're saying she's not in it, so it's a surprise. But I don't know. But
so cynical.
Courtney Cox is back in it, and some of the cast from the last one are back in it. Plus, the theme is all about characters from all of the films who survived. There was Hayden Panettiere, who was in the 4th. And at the time, I thought they were trying to bring her in to replace Neve Campbell, but then they killed her off. Well, apparently she's one of the ones who had survived, so she's in 6. And I really liked her. She used to be in the TV program Heroes. Is one of them. She was the cheerleader character, and it's all set. It's all about survivors of the previous 5 films meeting, and it's all set in New York. So it's completely different. So I'm looking forward to it because it should be a bit different.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you over dinner about Halloween. You watched Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Did you like it? Or?
Yeah, Toby didn't like it as much, but I quite liked it.
What the scene with the guy on the record, or it's like a radio station. Stand with his tongue. And actually, that's the bit that I remember. I mean, to be honest, I think it's a franchise that had to end. Because it's so formulaic. And I didn't like the other one, the last one. But I realised these 2 films must be made back to back. Because it's almost, they're all still in their costume. You know, they're all. That must have been part of the deal. We're going to make two films, but they've really stretched it out.
I quite like. Some people didn't like the fact that there was the other boy character, but I think to make it a bit different, they needed to do something.
You've got to read it on because it was just the same.
I think it's one of those things that some people love. Actually, like we seem to like that they would try something different, and some people were like, I actually want to keep it the same.
Yeah, well, go and watch the original.
Yeah,
you can just. But you can't. You've got to give people a reason to spend £15 a ticket to go and see a film.
That's why.
So expensive.
I don't know many people who want to go to the cinema unless you're about. So I quite like that. Just getting the DVD anyway.
Yeah. Well, we went to see. It was in Edinburgh. We went to see Everyman Cinema. We went to see The Glass Onion.
That's the sequel to Knives Out.
Yeah, Knives Out. That's it. And I mean, it's quite a nice. I mean, it's quite like a luxury experience. But you've got to really, really want to see a film to spend the best part of £45 seeing it and having that whole experience.
I was thinking one of my visits to Salisbury, I'd like to go to the Odeon because I haven't been to the Odeon for absolutely ages.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen any of the Oscars. I don't know what films have been nominated or what's coming up. I want to see June is coming out. This the second bit.
I didn't see that.
Although I think the first bit of the story is the best bit.
I have seen a few things like on Prime that were at the cinema quite recently, or things that came out over the pandemic which I saw a film with Jim Broadbent called The Duke, which was good.
All right, yeah. Oh, I saw
based
that.
on a true
like
story.
Putting a picture back in a...
Yes, based on a true story. I think Ali and Nick recommended it, and it was only about £5 on Prime. So
yeah. Well, actually, some of those films you can watch the films like £2.50.
Yeah.
At your convenience.
Yeah.
And how much is it to sign up to? Is it $8.99?
Oh, I have a Prime membership anyway because my music comes from Prime.
Oh, so
a lot of people use Spotify or Apple, but I use Prime. And I have the posters there. I have it.
You get Prime with it all then?
Yeah, I get the music, the TV. There's a few quite few
It's
shows.
good value if you use all the things.
Yeah.
It's all these people that I watch one film and then I don't watch anything for 3 months.
Well, obviously, I have the things I buy from Amazon that I can watch through Prime, but there are also quite a lot of their series that I watch. Whereas some people like Netflix, I just seem to find that a lot of the shows I was watching were on Prime.
There was something I wanted to watch called The Stand. But then I realised you had to subscribe to get like something else. I could get another thing to get that.
But the good thing about we're not advertising Prime. If you want to sponsor us, we'll say even more things that are good.
And actually, I like Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yes. Actually, I quite like Disney Plus.
I tell you what, I was given a. They probably don't like this. That I was given my sister-in-law's, but she gave me her password.
Yeah.
But now
they won't like that. We don't. They won't be sponsoring us now.
Yeah, but they don't now. I can't even access it because they send you a code, and I have to phone her within 15 minutes just to find the code, give me the code, and I've got to put it in all in this 15-minute window. And it's to make it maximum, so you can't watch it. I thought they were going to give you an option of buying a supplementary person. But I haven't seen that.
We had it originally had it for the Beatles documentary, the big Beatles documentary that was on there. Then,
but what if you're staying away or you're on holiday? You're still paying. Why couldn't you be able to access it? If you're away or you're in Salisbury, but you want to watch a film and you've already paid the subscription. Why shouldn't you be able to watch it?
Yeah, we watched like American Horror Story. I think I watched.
I love that.
I watched all of the seasons of Walking Dead that I hadn't watched. I made quite good use of it. I think Toby's going to resubscribe it around Easter time. We're sort of out of. He wanted to do it calendar year because that's around the time he gets his bonus at work.
Okay.
Anyway, we better go and eat. So thank you for talking to the listeners, and thank you once again for making sure that Neighbours comes back.
No, you're welcome. And let me know about any other shows.
Yeah.
And
have you talked to your anonymous friend? Have you talked to your anonymous friend's son, Chuck? Are you friends with Chuck?
I don't think so, but I can still talk to my original friend, but only through a medium.
Yes, that's like we're all from seances on the Charlotte podcast. That's happened many times.
Yeah. Because and
maybe next time, maybe next episode.
We've all walked here before, haven't we? And I mean, I know you have.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've gone by other names, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Shayeti. Other names. Anyway, we've got to go. More soon. Next time, Paul will talk to his old friend via seance. I promise. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Here we go, Paul. Now we're going past what is this? The breakfast cereals, I think. Oh yes, I see. Oh, careful. Oh, sorry, madam. Oh dear, you're going quite fast. It's nearly our lunch break, you know. Oh, I see. And now over here, what's this? The fruit juices. Well, Cromitty, I must say, one thing I'm very pleased to see is that the shelves are very well stocked. Oh yes. Well, you keep hearing on the news that there's no vegetables available, and I think sometimes that's the case, and I think sometimes people have been, rush buying, and you fill up the shelves and the things go very quickly. So I guess if you walk into the supermarket at the wrong time, then there's always the danger that yes, you will find some empty shelves. But The press does like to stir things, doesn't it? And do you have a good supply of turnips? Oh, Paul, yes. Yes, we do. Well, they're not the most popular of vegetables, I must say. Maybe for soups or stews, but no, you're not going to put a bit of turnip in your egg sandwich, are you? You know, people like tomatoes or a bit of lettuce, perhaps, but these turnips perhaps have limited possibilities. Oh well, I'm sure there are plenty of recipes online. You know, if there ends up being you know, turnips and nothing else. Oh, Paul, no. Things are fine. Well, mostly fine. I'm glad to hear it. And do you want to see the freezer area? You know, the frozen products. Yeah, I guess so.
Be careful.
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Sorry, he's not a very good driver. Sorry. You're right. Hey, maybe push faster. But just don't knock into any more people. Yeah, I'm feeling quite hungry. It's time for lunch. Yes, Paul. Well, so the frozen section? No, don't worry about it. Let's just get back to the lunchroom. We've got to be on the tills in about half an hour. Yes, Paul. Time is short. Very short, yeah. Oh, dear. Hi, listeners. We're on the tills now. We're back to back. Cromitty here. He's right next to me. I've never been so close to you, Paul. So close and yet so far. We are in separate chairs. We're not sitting on one another's knee. Not today, anyway. Not today. No. Had a bit of a lull in custom. Just as we were finishing our lunch, people were coming in for, you know, buying their lunch, and now they're probably off eating it. It's gone a bit quiet, but it's funny how we saw Bettina, wasn't it? Oh yes, lovely to see Bettina. Always lovely. Yeah. This is August after his noodle doodles. Did he actually find them? Well, he found something that was similar. Spaghetti shapes, so. Oh, okay. I wonder if they do still make them. I'm not sure. Well, we don't stock them anyway. Yeah, I haven't seen them for years. Oh, yes, well. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, here comes somebody now. Oh, yes. Is he going to come to you or to me? I think he's coming to you. Hello, sir. Nice afternoon.
Yes, lovely.
Just a small shop today, sir?
Yes, just a bunch of bananas and a hairdresser.
Ick, is that you?
Yes, Paul. Well, what are you doing here?
I'm just working here. Doing research for a book.
Oh.
My goodness, Eek, hello. It's me, Cromitty. I'm working on the other till. I see you didn't come over to mine.
What, Cromitty? I didn't even say it was you. What are you doing here? Are you writing a book as well?
No, of course not. I'm just doing some part-time work for a little bit of extra cash.
Oh dear. Science work doesn't pay enough.
Well, no, I wanted to diversify.
Oh, really? Well, you make a right pair. You look like you're a bit squeezed in there behind the till, Paul.
It's a little bit tight behind here.
Cromitty needs to lose some weight. He's got a big bum.
I beg your pardon?
I was joking.
We're both slightly squeezed behind here, but I think it's more me than poor old Cromitty.
Oh, well. There you go. Thank you. I'll see you around.
Oh, not stopping to chat?
Oh, you're working, aren't you? Pop over for a cup of tea sometime. Tell me how it went.
Okay, I will. Oh, that Eek. He's so arrogant, so rude. Oh, just trying to wind you up. I know he is. Oh, I hate that you two have fallen out. Really, I mean, you don't exactly like him that much. Oh, he's still Eek. I do like him. I just don't like how things have gone with him. But what can you do? Well, what can you do? What can you do with a problem like Eek? Well, it's a good question. But, oh dear.
How's it going, boys?
Yeah, pretty good. Just bumped into somebody who we know.
Oh, customer.
Yes. He's an annoying prick. Poverty?
Oh, you get a lot of that, man, here. Yeah, but, you know, you can't show it. You can't show it. You can sneer a bit, but, you know, you have to pretend they're all, you know, the most important customer.
I'm sorry, Wilson. It's just a friend of ours who's annoyed Cromitty, and he can be very blunt. We all used to be such close friends.
Oh right, well, it's upsetting when that happens, isn't it? Yeah. Well, Paul, I mean, technically your shift should end pretty soon. Another 10 minutes or so. But if you want to work longer, it's up to you.
Well, when does Cromitty finish?
Oh, he's got another 3 hours.
He's working a longer shift than you, Paul, because I'm actually working, not like researching a book.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind hanging around a bit longer. I mean, our friend Yeti Uncle John was going to pick me up and maybe give Cromitty a lift home too.
Well, it's up to you, Paul. We've got lots of other things planned for you, for tomorrow. If you think you need a bit more experience.
Yeah. Maybe I can talk to a few more staff members tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, I'll leave you be for a bit, but if you get tired, just let us know, Paul. Not you, Cromitty, you've got to stay here for another 3 hours.
Yes, thank you. It's fine. It's been a good first day.
Yeah, you worked hard, I'll say that for you. You both worked hard, probably. All right, back in a bit.
All right, Wilson. All right, Mr. Cobbett, thank you. Hey, he's nice. Yes, I suppose so. You going off him? No.
Oh my goodness. Boys, I heard you were here.
Martin.
And Mum's here as well. Hello, my darling. Oh, darlings, they should say. Hello, my darlings.
Hello, Martin. Hello, Tallulah. What are you doing here? We've seen quite a lot of familiar faces today.
Oh, yes. Well, Yeti Uncle John told us you were working here. We had to come and see how you were doing. Yeah. I like your apron and your hat.
Thank you, yeah.
Matches your eyes, Paul.
Yep, it's a red hat, listeners.
Still doing the podcast, then?
Of course.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
So, are you just here to watch us?
Yeti Uncle John's bringing Reginald here. We're going to have a dinner later. You're welcome to come over.
Well, I'll have to see what time I finish. I thought Yeti Uncle John was coming over at the end of my shift. Oh, this is the end of my shift, isn't it? Sorry, I was thinking that he could take you home as well, Cromitty. Not unless you hang around, but no, it's fine. I'll get home, of my own accord. Well, I'll stay a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, you'll probably see Yeti Uncle John and Reginald in a minute. We're going to meet them in the supermarket cafe. Then we're going to go back to the music school and cook a meal. Oh, this is going to be lovely.
Things are still going well for you two?
Oh, yes, he's lovely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. Good.
Well, we better go. Yeah, let us know if you're coming over later, Paul.
Yeti Uncle John is my lift, so I guess I will be.
All right, then. We'll probably see you in the cafe, then.
Yes. Just let me do another 20 minutes or so.
Oh, no rush, Paul. Oh, no, we've got to have coffee and cake first.
Great. Well, I won't have coffee and cake, but I'll meet you there. Soon, in the next half an hour or so.
That's wonderful. Oh, I'm glad you're coming too, Paul.
I'm glad I'm coming too. Sorry you won't be there, Cromitty. No, I won't. Fine. Lots to do, yes.
See you later, then.
See you later, Tallulah. See you later, Martin.
Yeah, see you later, Paul.
Everyone's coming here today. Yes. I'm kind of hoping to keep this a bit quiet. What about working here? Yes, just a little bit. Well, I guess that's not going to happen now. Well, it's your friends. We understand if you're working here. It's your choice. We're not judging you. I know, Paul, I know. Well, Eek was judging me. Well, Eek's just Eek at the moment, isn't he? He is, yes. Oh, I recognise these two. Oh yes. Hello, how's it gone? Coverty, what are you doing here? He's working here too. Is he? Oh, are you? Yes, Uncle John, I'm working here. I'm working here. You just missed Tallulah and Martin. They're going to the cafe to wait for you. Oh, that's good. That's good, isn't it, Reginald?
Yes. Very good. I think we've got everything we need. We're having a meal later, the four of us. Oh, are you coming too, Paul?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm meant to be picking you up. Is your shift finishing? What about you, Coverty?
I didn't know you were working here.
Yes, I'm just doing a bit of part-time work. Oh, sciencey stuff, not paying the bills. But no, I am trying to diversify.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
what's going on? I didn't know about this meal, but we've just seen Tallulah and Martin, and I'm happy. Yeah, if you're driving me, I'd love to come. So, yeah, I'd come over for the meal as well. That's good. Yes, and Coverty, I have to work another 3 hours, so no, I won't be there.
Oh,
will you get back okay? Yes, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, absolutely fine. Oh, all right. How are you doing, Reginald?
Fine, yes, fine. Can't wait to spend more time with Tallulah tonight. Yes.
Oh, hello. More friends of yours?
Yes. Yes, Uncle John. This family also lives in my house. This is Wilson Comet. He's my supervisor.
I told you, Paul, I'm your equal.
Yeah, colleague. Wilson, and this is Reginald, who lives with Yes Uncle John. Well, yeah, Yes Uncle John sometimes lives with me and sometimes lives somewhere else. Anyway.
I think I understand. Hello, Reginald.
Hello. I feel like I recognise your face from somewhere.
I feel like I've seen you around. You've been in the shop before?
No. Oh, I think we're all paid up. We ought to go to the coffee shop.
Yes, we ought to. Nice to meet you, Wilson.
Oh, nice to meet you too, yes, Uncle John. Are you finishing now, Paul?
Yes, I'm finishing now. I'm gonna go off. Yes, Uncle John's taking me home. Via a nice meal this evening. But that's nice. Afraid you're gonna have to stay for another 3 hours though, Cromitty. Yes, I realise. Yes, it's fine. I'm doing part-time, but I'm doing full days, just only 3 times a week. Oh, okay, that's good. All right then. Well, listeners, I think that's about all we've got time for. So, I'm going to go off and have a nice meal, and we're going to leave Cromitty here. And I think I've learned quite a lot. I won't be recording here tomorrow because I'm talking to people who perhaps don't want to be recorded. But
I hear you do a podcast.
Yes, Wilson, yes. Just been recording bits for it, but I hope that's not a problem.
No. Some of my colleagues would like to be recorded. You can always come another day, if you need to.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Well, I'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm just talking to the listeners now.
Oh, hello, listeners.
Oh, yes. Listeners. So, yes, that's what we've got time for. We'll be back again soon. You take care. And, okay, bye-bye for now. Right, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. I finished work. We're going to head back to yours, Tallulah. Got all the food we need. I feel bad. Do you want me to give you some money for something, or buy something, or get some wine?
Oh no, darling, it's fine. We'll head off. You had a good day of research, Paul?
Yes, I did. Uncle John dropped me here early this morning. Yes. He was on time. Oh, I don't know about Cromitty working here. That was news to me. I know. I wonder, maybe he needs the extra money to fund a personal experiment. You know, I'm wondering, there's more to it. I think there's more to it than he said. He just said, you know, he needed a little bit of extra money. He said he wanted to diversify to me. Well, I don't know what that means. Well, I mean, doing something completely different from science. But I wonder. You okay, Reginald?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. I'm always fine when I'm around Tallulah.
Oh, darling, you're so sweet. I hope everyone's being nice to you, Paul.
Everyone's being very nice, particularly Wilson, my supervisor, well, my colleague. I almost wish I was coming back more often.
Well, maybe you can.
Well, he did say that I could come back for top-ups, you know, further research. And I guess if Prompty's going to be here, that kind of works out quite well.
I felt like I recognised that guy, Wilson, but I'm not sure where. Something about him.
Oh, well, you know, perhaps you've seen him around town. Well, I guess you've not necessarily been around town very long, but...
somewhere. Something. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come to you soon, darling.
Yes.
Come on then, let's get back to the car. I think we'll all squeeze into the taxi.
Yeah. Read in, Mother. Oh, Martin, you jiggy thing.
I hear the theme music coming now.
Oh, yes, so can I. Oh, it's good. Come on then.
What are we having? Spaghetti bolognese, my own special recipe.
I look forward to it. Oh, yes, me too.
Delicious.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Wow. Real? No kidding.
Goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear. What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Oh dear. Oh gosh, that was a bit of a rush.
You're doing very well, Cromitty. I'm very impressed with you. You managed to keep calm under stress.
I know, I don't feel that calm though.
No, I know. Can I ask you a question?
Oh, of course.
That guy that was with the Yeti guy, Reginald, wasn't it?
Yes, he's the boyfriend of a friend of mine, Tallulah. Yes, we haven't known him that long.
Oh, you've not known him long. Thought you might have been able to tell me something about him.
Well, why do you want to know about him?
Oh, I feel like I recognise him from somewhere. Can't place it.
Well, he's actually, until recently he was homeless, I think, fallen on bad times, and he came to live with my Yeti friend, and then started dating Tallulah. So, yes.
Interesting. I've got to go and make sure that everyone's had their break, so I'll let you keep working.
Thank you.
Just another couple of hours, and then it'll be time to set you free.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Make a phone call. Hello? Yes, it's me, Wilson. Yeah, I've seen somebody today in the supermarket. Yeah, somebody I recognise. Yeah, I think he's one of us. Yeah, he was hanging around with a couple of people that came in the supermarket. I think he thought he recognised me too. But, yeah. Well, you know, it takes a demon to know a demon, doesn't it? Yeah. Reginald. I think his name is Reginald. Don't know the surname. Doesn't ring a bell, does it? Yeah. No. Okay. No, it'll come to me. I just can't place his face. Yeah. Takes a demon to know a demon. Alright then. Bye now. Bye.
Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness, that was a darling little shoe.
Oh my god, is this show over with yet?
186, 186, 118, 618, 680, 680. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that. This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.